Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am sick, very sick. Uh, got the verdict yesterday. I got the flu with a combination of A and a combination of B. And it's crazy because I didn't think you could have two. And the crazy thing is, uh, I might have COVID too. Now, the COVID part, they didn't check because it can't be treated, but the other signs could be a combination of the two. I could still smell, but taste, I'm not tasting as well. Bars. Loco 8173. Missed a counterpunch. Yeah, man. When I, like in 4 years, four and some odd change, and I turn 50, I'm going to get, I'm going to get a shirt called Mr. Counterpunch. You call me Mr. Counterpunch now. I'll officially be middle age, right? Everybody thinks that shit's 40. Middle age is not 40. Middle age is 50. Depends on how long you intend to live, right? What's happening, Kurt? How you doing? Yeah, the flu's, well, it's A and possibly COVID. He said it. They had some other shit there. They tested for it. I tested positive. I tested positive for the flu A. B, they say it's like a fucking rare strand, basically. That's why Saturday I was itchy and scratchy. You know what I mean? I was voice, I could feel it right here. I could feel it right in the chest. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna push through. Now keep in mind, I didn't go nowhere. I worked Friday because I work outside because I deliver shit, right? On a part-time gig. So I do that as long as I want to. Well, I come home to my apartment out there. These motherfuckers are sick in there. And they're talking about allergies. And I'm like, bro, allergies in the wintertime? Allergies though, that gives you aches and pains? That's not allergies. That's some type of virus that is trying to kick your ass of your immune system. It's trying to bring you down. So it's weird. Weird. Did you know the IV incident Floyd had against Pacquiao? No, I know about the allegations that were against Floyd with his he had some type of IV stuff going with Floyd, and his ex told on him. Them exes, boy, they try to throw you under the best. They stop messing with you, man. Andy Ruiz ex-wife, Deontay Wilder's ex-girl, the queen herself, Mrs. Givens. I ain't even gonna talk about her, but she started this whole thing because if you can remember before Mike, most of those women were pretty loyal. You didn't have that. Did you hear Muhammad Ali's wife doing something jacked up to him while he was with her? No. Was she a little bitter? Sure. But because she's the one that had Muhammad Ali Jr. So she said some funky stuff about Layla. And due to the history, but other than that, that's way on down the line though. These chicks are messing these guys' life up in real time, in prime time. Andy Ruiz was the heavyweight champion of the world, and his wife was already tripping. Max 2018, what's up, man? But no, I didn't hear about that one. I heard about Floyd talk about, Manny Pacquiao talking about how his head grew and all that stuff. Ain't like it used to be. No, it ain't. Women were loyal. Then you got broads like Arturo Gotti's wife. That was probably the worst case because this Brazilian broad, I tell you, she did something to make sure this dude died. Because the two investigators that went down to Brazil, everything was off. The truth wasn't revealed. That's why they locked her up for about 6 months. They had to release her based on, I guess, lack of evidence, but there wasn't enough evidence that exonerated her from being innocent. Oh, you can't prove that I'm guilty, but you really never proved that you're innocent either. You just got out of jail because they couldn't hold her. And she got out like this bitch was a superstar or something. She was the happiest thing in the world. She eventually inherited Arturo Gotti's $6 million. And here's the bad part. Arturo Gotti Jr.'s dead. This dude died at 17. He ain't even lived yet. No, I know I did a lot of crazy shit when I was 17. Please believe. I did a lot of crazy stuff when I was 17. I was the problem child. I was that kid they sent off because they didn't know what to do with. Like, we don't know what to do with this motherfucker. So let's send him to my sister in Kansas City. So I went to Kansas City and started living with them. And I got into some trouble up there, got locked up and arrested. So, yeah, I know what it's like, getting all types of stuff. But I didn't die, though. Grace, mercy will follow me all the days of my life, right? That is what I know is a fact by my testimony. The shit I've been involved in, the things I did, the things that could have happened but didn't happen. And I'm thankful. So, it's sad, man, to see that kid die. Back to him. That's what this is about. And it's some foul shit with that. You're in Mexico City. What are you doing there? What are you doing in Mexico City? Why is this 17-year-old kid in Mexico City, Mom? Yeah, man. I think she just wanted to have that baby because she knew he had that money. He died 2 weeks after signing everything over to her. And then he ended up dead. Too coincidental. What did you do at 17? Give us some examples. I used to like to steal. Like I was a big martial artist and I wasn't broke. I wasn't a broke kid. I didn't come from a poor family. I was just a fucking bad kid. I like stealing shit. I used to like to steal. It gave me good pleasure to steal shit. And I did that since I was like 13. And maybe I was thrifty, but then I would rather say, you know what? All right, give you an example. You want an example? Here's an example. The late, great Brandon Lee. I will never forget this because every time I see the cover, I think about this day. You guys remember the Black Belt magazines? Remember those? The Black Belt magazines? They had him. I actually have a picture of Brandon Lee on my wall right now in the bedroom that I grew up in. Brandon Lee, it was a cover of him in the 1985 movie Kung Fu with David Carradine. He played his estranged son that was hired to kill him from the East, right? So it's a good movie. Brandon Lee was the son of David Carradine. And I think David, to show homage to Bruce, wanted him as that character, which I think was totally dope because David Carradine never looked at that role like it was his breakout role, but he was also promotive of Bruce Lee's movies because he knew what started the franchise that he ended up starring in. Him and Fred Weintraub, right? Bruce Lee and Fred Weintraub created a show called The Warrior. The Warrior was supposed to be like they made The Warrior, inspired by Bruce Lee on Netflix now, I think. They made the whole script. A guy from the East, but and he came over looking for his daughter, looking for his whatever. You know what I mean? If you saw the show, that's exactly how they did it. But what they did, they snatched all the elements of it and made that shit kung fu and put David Carradine in there because Bruce Lee was too Chinese to be motherfucking Chinese. Wow. Yeah. But anyway, back to the picture. The picture that Brandon Lee took, he had some nunchuckles, right? And I don't even think those are nunchuckles, but Yeah, Chinese nunchuckles. And he had some, and he was on the cover of Black Belt magazine. And I used to collect them. I used to love those magazines. Well, I went into Walmart back when it was Discount City. Now they're pretty much Discount City now with a food section because it's not 24 hours. But anyway, I digress. Excuse the sweat. I've been sweating all day. Um, I seen the book. Now I made a decision. My 13-year-old self. Do I buy this shit for like $5? Which, dude, $5 in 2000? No, Jesus, no, in 2000. 19, I had to be. This was probably 92, 93. Yeah, because this is before he died. You know what I mean? They were just really seeing who Brandon Lee was. They were promoting pretty much a 1985 film in 2000 in 1990s, and it was crazy because I look at that and I'm like, okay. So this is what I did. I didn't steal the magazine. I started to. Yeah, I started to. I grabbed it, folded that shit up, and put it in my back. Walked around, the shit was bulging. Ah, fuck. Skinny kid, right? So I took it out and I said, all right, I know. I ain't going to steal the whole book. I'm going to take the shit and snatch the pages out of it. And I folded up and put it in my pocket. And I remember, I'll never forget this lady. This lady, she was a little short, big bootied ass white woman with long, wide ass hips. They used to make them women wide hipped back then. And yeah, she was lost provision at the store. And yeah, they caught my ass, busted my ass coming out of there. Sir, huh? You know what I mean? And I couldn't run because if I ran, my mom was outside. So if she seen me running, she gonna say, "What the fuck you doing running? Why'd you come in here?" Because I tapped Mom, you stopped me at Walmart. Because I was coming in there to steal that Black Belt magazine. That's an example. You know what I mean? Yeah, crazy. They didn't take me to jail, but I got my ass beat when I got home. I needed my ass beat for some stupid shit like that. And here's the fucked up thing. I had the money. Now, in 1992, I kept money in 1992. I had about $40 or $50 on me at all times. So I was not broke. I was just a badass kid that liked to steal just to know if I could get away with it. KB Toy Store, I used to love Transformers. I would buy something cheap. Look at my Zach Morris ass. Buy something cheap. Better Call Saul. Buy something cheap. Then take that shit back, put something else in the bag, walk out with that shit. Hold in the bag, show them the bag, and walk out. For a $10 Transformer, I might have bought a $1 lollipop or whatever the heck. They used to have all these little cool, unique toys that I don't think they make them. If they do, they're not here. I've seen a lot of them in Germany when I went, which was cool. I got to go back to Germany, bro. Germany's cool. Clean. But anyhow, yeah, so that's some of the stuff. A lot of theft. I used to steal people's shit, you know what I mean? Like money. Yeah, just bad. Stealing, mostly. Fighting. If I had the thing that defined me, I was known for martial arts. I could run like shit because I could run the 100 and I don't know how long, but I was a fast motherfucker. I was tall, I was skinny, flaco, delgado, right? That's what I was. Okay. Now, keep in mind, a lot has changed since then. A lot. Because I got all the bad shit out then. And I have an older brother. I got 4 or 5 brothers. But the brother over me, well, Mikado, Curtis. Okay, we grew up in the same household. And he was the one that was supposed to be the guy. Football, track. I ran track, but I didn't. I played football too until I was kicked out of school, right? And that was at 15. Another story. That wasn't totally my fault. If you want to hear it, we can, because I'm reaching out to you guys. Not necessarily, this is a boxing channel, but bro, I've been asleep all day. I need to reach out. Yo said, I'm interested to hear you thoughts on that too. Yes, Kurt, who is your money on if Daniel Dubois versus Zhang? I got Zhang the first 4 rounds. If he don't knock out Daniel Dubois' endurance and stamina being youthful is just going to overwhelm Zhang because he's going to run out of gas. If he can't stop Daniel, if he can't knock Daniel out, which I think he can, you know, if he can knock him out in 4 or 5 rounds, it's going to be harder to do that. And then what you're going to do, you're going to see Zhang pace himself because he knows, like, shit, I'm getting tired. I'm in my 40s, and I haven't been able to. I've caught him with some good shots, but I haven't been able to immobilize it and you know what I mean, and follow up on the punches that I knew need to land to get him out. And keep in mind, the heavyweight division, you don't need much. Boom, bow. That's it. That's the beauty of heavyweight boxing, because if a heavyweight that has punching power can punch you the right way, the same way he practices on the bags, on the mitts, in real time, if he lands that shot effectively in a fight, game over. Why? Muscle memory. He's done it too many times not to know how to punch. A boxer knows how to punch. That's what their job is. How do I throw this punch right? That's what he'll do. So that's what I used to do in England, steal magazines when I was a kid. Loma definitely would have done T.O., but he didn't. Yes, Kurt, who's your money? Okay, we got that one. You had $50. You had $50. What am I reading? Jesus. Oh, you had $50 on you as a 13-year-old kid. Yeah, I did. I was always a hustler, bro. If I couldn't steal it, I would go out to get it. I hate begging people. I know it's a scam. I know it's a racket too, but I just hate it. If I can't, if I gotta ask you for something, there's a Sicilian proverb. It means don't ask for what you can't take. Don't ask for what you can't take. And I heard that saying from Rapid Fire Brandon Lee by Nick Mancuso, was playing a mobster in this movie called Rapid Fire. If you haven't seen it, it is fire. Watch Rapid Fire Brandon Lee. That's one of the best. That is the Enter the Dragon to Brandon Lee, not The Crow. The Crow was a whole different. It was all made from a comic book, Eric Draven, and the only reason it was the shit because it was Brandon Lee, but ultimately it was the shit that got him killed because, prop shit, whatever. Deontay Wilder is gonna sit himself. Daniel ain't got no heart. Chisora got gas though. Okay. Risky fight for Daniel though. I think Daniel should go for the body. Zhang is open all day. Well, keep in mind it took a lot of shots from Aget Caballero to get Zhang like that. He took some punches. And keep in mind that wasn't like a one shot that did it. That was accumulation of punches that Caballero kept landing. He just chops at you to the body, chops at you with the body. And then when he does that shit, it's just like, yo, I've had enough. And he will just peg at you and pick at you. And, in Cuba, they say, pica, pica. He just fucking picks at you, just touches you. Have you got a quid, please? No. Facts. I used to buy a 1 hero chewing gum and have €5 worth of sweets in my bag. Yeah. Hey, man, you took a shot and you made it. Does it come back on you? I'm pretty sure it does. You lose shit. I lost every fucking thing. The last time I was out of town, I lost it all. Lost my wallet, lost my mother's discount card, lost 3 of my debit cards. Lost it all. Lost a money clip that I got for a Christmas present in 2023. You know what I mean? Lost it. Gone. Some motherfucker around trying to use my card to buy mascara in Singapore. $1,800 US. Crazy. I used to think I was Tony Soprano. Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. Love the channel, bro. Keep it up. Max 2018. Appreciate you, man. Love you back. Thank you for your support. Um, but yeah, man, I like you go to certain countries, you got people. I'm like, dude, not. And it's sad you got too many people that follow that same bullshit. You think someone's begging ass mom ain't teaching some of their kids to be begging ass daughters? It's almost like a craft or a skill. There's lowest on the pole. Don't totem. Lowest on the totem pole. Jesus. Okay. I've seen Daniel quit twice in the boxing ring. Yeah. He has some quitting tendencies. He didn't quit against Daniel Dubois. He didn't quit against AJ when he got hit. He didn't quit against Hergovic. He didn't quit. I'm like, man, let me give Daniel a break. Daniel was a kid that all he knew was boxing. He found out about pussy and he got a chick pregnant. He started going to Brazil and found out about sexuality down there and how easy it is for Brazilians, curiocas, to do their thing. You seen Daniel smile like that? Motherfucker smiled. He smiled from ear to ear. And you can tell the way he smiled. You can see it in his eyes. This dude got laid. And he was happy about that. So it's the environment for sure. Yeah, I just never liked that, man. It's almost like, man, get the fuck out of here. You want a job? You know what I mean? You want a job? Kurt, who have you got, Wilder or Chisora? Did I just drop this? I'm dropping a short. Because what YouTube has done now, they're pushing so many shorts that each live, like this live, they'll probably have it, they'll cut off a segment in this live and make it a short. That's how big shorts are. Shorts are just becoming the new competitive thing, which sucks for full content creators like me because I don't really do shorts. Well, YouTube has condensed a short making thing for you. Nope, the one they'll probably make, I used to love to steal. You know what I mean? I used to get great pleasure from stealing. Yeah. Are Brazilian girls easy? I don't think they're, no. Let me tell you guys something. I've probably saw some of the most beautiful women in Brazil. This is a fact. They have some beautiful women there. If you think they're all whores or sluts, fuck with the wrong one, and you will find out. That motherfucker will stop you. No. Like, God damn. Oh, I got shut down bad, man. I ran across this one. I was in Copacabana, right? Or was I in Lima? No, I was in Copacabana. And I was in Copacabana. Because you have Lima, Copacabana, and Ipanema, right? They all run off the coast there of Copacabana Beach. And I saw this girl. You ever seen a girl so fine that you wanted to be like, hey, I want to marry you. That was that kind of like fall in love at first sight type shit. Until that motherfucker popped the bubble of reality to you. She told me real quick, I love mi amor. She was like, no. I was like, oh shit. That's all she said. I stopped. Let me stop while I was behind. You know what I'm saying? Do you think a lot of them have BBLs? No. A lot of them don't. See, BBLs, like a lot of things were adopted to Brazil because they couldn't understand why the Brazilian, and that's either white Brazilian, mixed Brazilian, black Brazilian, black and mestizo, white mestizo, whatever you are, whatever your ethnicity, Brazilian, Japanese, they could not find a reason why all of these chicks had big fat asses. They could not figure out the white chicks. You go down there is a huge population of people from Brazil that come from Germany, that come from Switzerland, that comes from France, that comes from Italy, that comes from different parts of Europe. And they have settlements. So if you wanted a white Brazilian, go to Curitiba. You'll find one that looks like her name is Gretchen, but she's Brazilian because she's, from Brazil. But her parents, grandparents, yeah, they're from fucking Norway. But even them, boom, you're like, oh my goodness. Now, is everybody in Brazil like that? No, but a huge amount of people, women, that they have naturally robust buttocks. So it is what it is. I feel like it's an American thing. Don't see BBLs in Europe. Nah, you don't need it in Europe because we haven't been. Well, Europe. You find somebody with a natural body. I dated a girl from. Where's Joanna from? Joanna was from. Poland. She was from Poland, right? And when I tell you this girl had blonde hair, hazel brown eyes, kind of yellowish. It's funny, her hair matched her eyes, which I thought was pretty cool. You could tell she was from an area that she was not. You could look at her. You don't look American, meaning you don't look like the common white girl. You look like are from somewhere from Eastern Europe. And she had that look. She had this beautiful tan. Not the type you go in and get cooked. I mean a tan, a natural tan. And she was she was one of the good ones. Yeah, I fucked that up real bad. you know. Hello Counterpunch. Antonio Davis. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Long time no see. Hey Kurt, your toupee about to fall off. No, it's really just the light, man. It's really the light. Cause this is what Jarrell Miller should have done. You know what I mean? He should have went to Turkey like a motherfucker that got a little something and got the shit permanent. If he was going to do that, he could have got rid of the toupee, went over to Turkey. They're going to shave your hair anyway. Get the shit. Keep his name like I did out of the tabloids because once they find out you're an actor or celebrity, they want you to promote their. No, I'm not doing that. You're not gonna have me over there. Oh, no. It's the RS. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not promoting your shit. And first of all, I didn't even know if it would work. Shit, you don't. You come out. You have so many people that look like aliens. You can tell because people are on the flight. You see 4 or 5 people getting it done, different places. Hair transplant of the world, Squirrel 50, the general in the building. Jesus. He has such fast hands. Moses is incredible. Yeah, I don't have a type when it comes to women. If they look good, they look good. I hear you, man. Because we got people torturing themselves over who they feel they should be with based on who they are. And I always look at that and I'm like, you fool. You being pro-white, pro-black, pro-Mexican, pro whatever the hell you want to call yourself. And then you might have somebody from a totally different ethnicity that may be your soulmate. Finishing you guys sentences and shit like that. You say something there, you guys are in sync. You wouldn't want to fuck up something like that, trying to stay in the boundaries of something that you grew up with. And what we found out is so many things that a lot of us were taught was fucking wrong anyway. It was just taught to you based on the person that raised you, based on the person that taught them. And, you have a lot of people, they stick with your own and all that shit, man. If you find somebody, fine, I don't give a shit where they from. Be happy and they make you happy. They keep you interested. They, confide in you and shit like that. They're giving you the same energy. That's who you should be with. No cap. I mean, as far as relationships go, don't ever look at it like, oh, no, man, I'm this and she's that. I mean, I'm not. I've dated white women. I've dated Asian women. I've dated Indian women. I'm a world traveler. You can't miss Kurt, and I ain't no passport bro. I'm just a world traveler. Passport bros go somewhere to instinctively marry a motherfucker just because they're not from America. That's a passport bro. And I'm like, that's cool and all, but me saying all that I just said, does that mean I shouldn't date in America no more? You see what I mean? That's the passport man. All American women are the same. Well, obviously, bitch, they're not. It's just you got a lot of bitter ones because they've been fucked over a lot. They're damaged and they really suffer from PTSD and they've learned how to sabotage new relationships when they meet someone. They fuck it up, a lot of them, because they're so used to people lying. He's just like Cody. The dude's like, who the fuck is Cody? How is Matthew like Cody? It's there in their mind. So a lot of them are damaged. A lot of women in America need counseling. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't date American women. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's stupid. That contradicts what I just said about going in or out of your boundaries. Now, there's a flip side. Just because I said you shouldn't look at your own race or ethnicity to date does not mean you should not date your own. You can do whatever the fuck you want to, in other words. You can do it. You can do it whatever you want. You can, if you feel it's right for you, but just don't stay in those boundaries thinking that's the only way. I hope that made sense to people. Love is transactional these days. No, it ain't. But you know what? To some chicks it is. They'll love you as long as that money's coming, bro. Long as that money's coming. I remember about 10 years ago, I fell in love. I got engaged. All that shit. And this is like a year after my heart was ripped apart. That's why I know it's bullshit. So I'm like, beautiful girl. Don't get me wrong. Met her in Brazil. She wasn't from Brazil. Went to her native country. Stayed there a few weeks. Came back to Brazil. Moved in with her. Everything was great. Things would go south every fucking time I would leave. Every time I would leave, you see a shift. You know what I mean? In the attitude, the energy. You ain't talking right. You ain't, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was always some bullshit when you left. Like, damn, I can't go to work without worrying if I'm gonna have a girlfriend when I come to fuck back there. You know? I think Moses and Wardley would be a smashing fight. Well, it would be, but I think they're too close. I think they're too close. They're both by Ben Davison, both in the same gym. Doesn't look likely. I mean, And Fabio did make a statement. He said, "Yeah, I'll fight Moses when he has a title. I'll fight him when a unification's on the line." So if the unification's on the line, that means there's more money involved. It has to be a reason why you're fighting. You can't just be fighting just because I want you two motherfuckers to fight. Go. No, it has to be a reason. You heard in boxing, shit has to make sense. There you go. Moses versus Wardley can't fight because they have the same trainer. Right. That's the problem needed. Swap over. There's no money in versus. Well, yeah, there's no money in it. I agree. I mean, there's no reward either. I mean, if the money was there, I mean, they would fight for the belt that Fabio holds, but you know, hold on a second. Uh, yeah, sorry, my man. That's just not on. Don't need it. Most of the women I have dated favor Nona Gay or Damn Lewis. Hmm. But who do you think will win even if they did fight? I think Moses would beat him. But then again, Moses could get knocked out by Fabio because many factors involved in someone that you're familiar with, someone that you sparred with. You know their habits, you know what they do, you know how they end their combinations. Muscle memory begets habits, you know. You think AJ and Fury will fight this year? No. If it is going to be later on down the year, I don't know what AJ's going to do, man. AJ's next question. He's dealing with that shit. You think AJ and Fury will fight this year? Sup, Kurt? I'm here laying down fighting fever. Yeah. Ah. No, man, I want to see what Tyson Fury does against Madrimov. Yeah, man, appreciate you. I'll break out in these sweats, then it'll get clear. Let me drink some water. I need water. I'm gonna eat some soup tonight if I can stand it. Right? Oh. Oh, what time is it? Oh shit, hold on a second. Okay, so my bad, guys. I gotta take my pill. This is a. Okay. Oh, lock. Cool. All right, so this has a. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Anyway, toilet shopping. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin flu season. I got the same, Kurt. I had an accident on Sunday, pulled my ligaments in my left ankle, foot swollen and bruised. Damn. Have you got an MRI? What do you think will win if they never fought Lennox versus Riddick? Lennox would have beat Riddick. Riddick, nah, he's just too slow for Lennox. Unless he knocked Lennox out. I don't see him outboxing Lennox. Ah. Yeah, get well soon, Nikki. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. I like this. It's cool. Now, this thing my daughter gave me, and I could really use it right now because it keeps this intact. I don't know how the hell. Anyway, cool little apparatus. My missus to work out in London. I don't think Lennox would let Bo get at the range. He would be comfortable. Bo would have to get Lewis early. He'd have to knock him out. Thank you, Kurt. I hope you get well soon. Thank you. Me too. Because I had two other appointments that I had to cancel, and I had to cancel them because I was sick. You come in there fucking everybody up with this shit. So I got to get natural with my pumpkin seed oil. I take 2 of these. Now these are high. This is 3,000 milligrams, so they're pretty high. I get them coming in every month. My supplements and shit. It's good for your prostate and shit like that. Appreciate you, Max. I think pre-96 Riddick would win, but post-96 Lennox Lewis would win. Yeah, Lennox Lewis was different. When he was that skinny, flat top wearing Lennox Lewis, before he decided to grow his hair out, yeah, he was that dude that he hadn't even peaked yet. Lennox Lewis probably peaked later than most heavyweights. How much is it for your doctors? Because I'm in England and I can see for free. A lot. I had a balance I needed to pay on yesterday when I went in. Lennox Lewis with shoulder length dreads was prime and lethal. Before that, he was not the finished article. He wasn't. It's kind of like a slow starter, if you ask me, though. Because, he was beating dudes that David Tua was fat when he fought him. I don't think David would have beat him anyway, though. He would have had a better chance had he not come in 20 pounds heavier. But, yeah. Damn, that fight hurt me. Tyson and Lennox Lewis was mad one Tyson with the man. Yo, one hit. Kurt, I think Fury wins easy on points. A stoppage. Russian boy got nothing. Yeah, he'll beat him up. Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury can beat taller guys up quick. Most tall guys are better with tall guys. The Klitschko's were better at fighting shorter guys, because they could sit back, especially Vlad. Vlad could sit back and jab you all night and don't think nothing of it. Right? Don't think nothing of it. I think Lennox Lewis would have beaten Tyson in any era. No, I don't. I think Tyson would have knocked out Lennox Lewis early. If you'd have fought him 92, would have knocked Lennox Lewis out. He fought him 10 years later. Mind you, 10 years later. 10. I think the Russian might hit Fury with a Hail Mary, but Fury gets up. I don't know if Fury still has enough spring in his legs, though. We'll see. This guy's bad built, yeah. I'm glad Eddie Hearn decided to, take care of his, start working out, because he was too long and oblong and lanky not to be, Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson could never Never would have met, unfortunately. Prime Lewis came after, so they not have met in their primes. Tyson is just a warm up, just a warm up, just a warm up. I'm a fan of Claudius, but Kid Dynamite Mike Tyson would have decapitated Claudius. Yeah, he would have. I think that, because he had the ability. He could take shots. When he fought him, he no longer had the ability. He had a lot of anger and stuff like that, but he didn't have what it take or what he had or used to have. Almost like all those fights. Look at Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez ain't the same dude that fought Terrence Crawford than the one that fought Caleb Plant. I think it would have been a better fight. Just Terrence is just one hell of a fighter, bro. He's just one hell of a fighter. And I told my boy Bruce this, man. I told him, and I said, man, people are mad because Terrence Crawford's retired because they wanted Terrence Crawford to be another sacrificial lamb like Roy Jones Jr. was. Roy went all the way up to heavyweight, then came back down to light heavy. Who has done that? Nah. Terrence Crawford just retired. Holyfield would have beat Lewis if they fought earlier. Lewis' style before he refined it was the European style. That's why Frank Bruno. To be honest, I do Lighthouse on the Lighthousing, but I'm fed up with him coming out of retirement all the time. Knows what he's actually doing. Fair play. I think Tyson Fury's getting coked up. I think he chills, he retires, so they can't fuck with you. It's almost like, hey man, we need to drug test you. Fuck you, I quit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God. That's why Bruno gave Lennox Lewis trouble. What stadium do you think is going to fight at? I don't know. Fury and Pravandakov. No, Pravandakov. Jesus. Damn, now I said Pravandakov. Arslanbek Markmanov. There we go. Yeah. I don't know where they're going to fight. Tottenham. Probably. Oh, Tyson Fury makes him some money, then leaves. But see, Tyson did some smart shit. He sold his big ass house and moved to this island where the tax is cheap. Yeah. I love Bud. He is a generational great. He is. People want to see how long they can test other people. But understand that shit comes with price, dedication, hard work, sacrifice. The Isle of Man, very isolated people, are friendly though. Yeah. So yeah, he moved there. The Real Deal Baby, my favorite fighter. The Real Deal Baby? Who's that? Holyfield, Wildwater guy. The Real Deal Holyfield. Okay. Oh, the Real Deal Baby. Okay, I get it. Never mind. 30 years Bud been boxing his right to retire. Yeah, man, nobody beat him. Undefeated, like Andre Ward, like Floyd Mayweather, like a few others. Rocky Marciano, Kawasaki. Yeah, I think the element of of losing and then having to come back is something that, unfortunately, someone that never lost got won't know anything about. But that's okay. If you never lost, you never lost. Ricardo Lopez was also undefeated. Ricardo Lopez. What is that? Strawweight? Your boy Showbiz is out looking goofy as hell, following Bud around screaming that it cost him 45. He did, yeah, see, Show fucked up when he started putting too much energy into the Victor Conti thing. People listen to this. See, this guy, Showbiz has about, he's at what, about 400,000 subscribers now? He pushed way past the motherfuckers that were already there, the ones that were trying to shut me down. He pushed way past them. So when he talks, people listen. And he says, I don't know why people listen to it. They listen to you because you are the biggest boxing channel out there right now. Besides Ellie Setback, and he's different. He doesn't do content like that. He does a lot of raw footage. He doesn't do podcasts, and even the podcasts are low, and he damn near has 1 million subscribers. No, Showbiz is up there. And when he says things, people listen. So you got to be careful. We all do. We got to be careful the shit we say. Because I'll say something, and I'll forget what I said. So what will people remember? Will they remember all the thousands of things that you said positive about them? No, they're going to remember that one time, that few comments that you made that will stick with them. I always wonder, though, it makes me wonder, like, why do people gravitate towards negative energy and negative things, negativity? Have you noticed that? Do you think the 90 boxers were juiced up because fighters like Holyfield maintained that amount of muscle to his 60s? Nah, because he still has it. You know, he still, man, Holyfield is a gym rat. Ellie Setback has huge of stock interview footage from NBA, NFL, boxing. He was a straight up beat reporter that made good on his interviews. He was a hustler, bro. He's everywhere. Yes, Kurt Budge should have came out of America sooner to make it the name. He couldn't. He couldn't make the name. They froze him out. That's why he beat guys like Ricky Byrne, Jeff Horn, David Benavidez, his brother, Mean Machine. He the one fought them dudes and gave them their O. I mean, gave them or snatched their O from them, should I say. It was him that did that. Those guys haven't been beat until, Mean Machine, even though Mean Machine dropped him. That was his first official knockdown. But he got up and he got him mad and he beat the shit out of Mean Machine. So, yeah. But yeah, other words, us as content creators, we got to watch what we say. Because people, you don't know what they gravitate and what they hold on to, what they retain. So, showed and said a lot of shit good about Terrence Crawford. But he also said some shit that made you think like, oh, it's possible. Fuck that. Don't even, that is what gave him that. That's why Terrence Crawford looked, seen Showbiz, and walked the other door. Nope, I'm not giving you the time of day. Because of shit he said before the fight. And Punch Drunk shit, Punch Drunk is going to, he ate that shit up. And I'm like, damn, you ate that shit up, huh? So yeah, they both jumped on the same narrative that the possibility of Victor Conte doing something like that, because it's almost like you're reaching too much, I feel, but I mean, it could happen, but I'm not going to do a video about something that could have happened in forms of stopping someone or affecting someone's legacy, their credibility as a fighter. I don't want anyone to, I don't want to be in that situation where I say something about someone that it affects their abilities, their accolades. I don't want to do that. Pulling back muscles, reaching that much, but it's still entertainment. Yeah. But he came off trolling a little bit. But, that's how Terrence took it. But he took it from them comments, those videos. So, hey, the truth be told, Terrence Crawford didn't run up on Blue Blood until he seen him. But he was talking so much shit about him. And then when he saw him, he was like, oh, shit. Because, Terrence Crawford rolled up on him. And then he took him and showed him things that he wanted to hear. And that stopped blue blood because he had something that Wilder never gave him. He had evidence. I wanted the same, Kurt. If I ranting about wrongdoings, I get so much response. But when I post positive things, I hardly get comments. So I get what you mean about people gravitating to negativity. Yeah. And there in Terrence Saw showbiz, you pop-eyed motherfucker, fuck you, and went back the other direction. And show was just being show. But you know, you shouldn't have bet against him. You know, Rummy Carnal is really informative and I like Rummy's Corner. I need to start pushing videos talking shit about boxers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, man, that's a risky thing to start. But man, I'm about to jump off of here because I'm feeling a little tired. So I think I'm gonna eat some soup and climb my ass back into bed. I got a video I did. It's probably out now. It was a short that I released, and then I have another one that I did about Deontay Wilder. So wait to see that one. That should be a good one. Um, I'm gonna jump off of here because I feel like I'm not aching. That shit's gone, I think. But they say if you don't treat it right, the symptoms could come back. So if you think you're feeling better after the flu, then you find yourself like, no, 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 you're not. That's the virus still trying to live in your body. It's crazy. Get some rest, Kurt. Take it easy, Kurt. Get some sleep. Hey, man, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow at some shape, form, or fashion or live. But until then, everybody's been Counterpunch. But God bless every one of y'all for coming and showing up. Like the video, share the video. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.